Fishing alone and keeping my distance from everybody else on the water. Doing my part to keep social distance in effect. But I don't like to fish in a crowd anyway. The current is flowing downriver, even though the tide is coming in, following a pretty good rainfall. But the water didn't muddy up enough to get the big girls turned on. Here I'm fishing a very light, somewhere under a 1/4 ounce jig head with a 5-inch plastic bait, drifting it with the current. Obviously, I got hooked up pretty quick, and it's a typical schoolie. Now I've let my bait drift all the way downstream, and I was just holding it in the current, jiggling it every now and then, when I got hit by a fish that wants to go around the back of the boat. Keep my line off the propeller and fight the fish on the outside of the boat rather than the shoreline side. Putting up a pretty decent battle, aided by the current, of course. Again, light tackle, small jig head, 8-pound leader. And we'll try that downstream deal again, just letting the bait hang in the current. With the speed of the current, the 8-pound leader, the thin braid, and the light head, I figure the lure is getting down possibly 8 feet, maybe a little bit more, and it ends up hovering about that deep. And a few little twitches. Move the bait into a little different zone, and there we go. You notice that when the fish wants to take line, I back reel. Rather than relying entirely on a drag. And this one feels a whole lot more substantial. Of course, the fishing was exceedingly slow, and this 3 in a row really took place over about an hour to an hour and a half of time. There was no in a row involved. Now it's just hanging there under the boat, trying not to come to the surface, going under the boat to the other side. Not coming up shallow enough to rub the line on the bottom of the boat, so we're good with that. Now it's getting up a little shallower, closer to the surface, and that's a real good fish. Might not be a keeper, but darn close. And there's the fish, just a little under 27 inches. Let's see if we can do one more. Notice I still don't have anybody fishing near me. In fact, fishing was so slow by this time of the morning, I think most of the other boats had already gone back to the trailer.